Hi, it's Suzanne. I'm in my own home studio, and this video is about Anna Griffin and her card kits, and I'm going to show you some of the ideas I made to hopefully help you out. Well, I'm going to show you a couple of cards that I created, and again, her system is really easy in case you missed my other video on this. You always take a base, which is a base card. Then basically, you're going to take a layering piece. So I'm just going to grab this pretty one, and there's my layering on top. Then you're going to start embellishing, and she's like the queen of embellishment, so you can do whatever you want. You might end up taking something like this and layering it in the center. I love it because she always gives you tons of great embellishments to work with. So, you know, a couple flowers on top. She's really into dimensionality. And then finally, I'm going to stick this one for my sister on her special day right there on the top. And basically the card is done. So let me show you a couple of things that I did, and I love it because you always get instructions with her collections if you pick them up from HSN, which is really nice because you can always just follow the pictures. And on one of them I was inspired to do that, so I'll show you my replication of this version. And then I used some of the other techniques that I saw on the sheet that she provided. So here's one of my first cards I did. Really, really simple. Again, I used a background card. This is one of the layering pieces that's included with the kit, so I layered that in the very background right there. Then the 1, 2, 3, all 4 of those were included, plus she even includes the ribbon in the kit, both pink and green in this kit, for example. And all I did was use sticky tape and put it together, and my card is completely finished. So that's one version. I'll give you a peek at that. Then here's another one that I did, and this time what's also neat about her cards, you don't have to always do them horizontal or vertically. You can do them horizontally, which is great. Here she gives you some beautiful borders to work with, so I just took a base card. Again, you can tell I kind of really like these things, so I put this in the background. I used only one of her floral embellishments, and then I put on birthday wishes on the top. And the inside of this one, this is cute, she even gives you the inserts to place inside here, and then I used my stamps just to add a little extra something to the middle of it. So that's another version, but this time you can see it's horizontal as opposed to vertical. Here's another horizontal one I did, and again, these are all just using her embellishments. That's what makes her cards so cool, is this is included in the kit that I have. And what I did is I am really frugal, so I cut this in half, right smack across the center. So I cut it in half and I stuck it on there. This is a heart embellishment she included. There's one of her ribbons, and again, I just used one of her border stripes down below on the bottom, and voila, it's already done. Now on the inside I did something a little extra because I didn't have a saying on the front. I used a background sheet and then one of her embellishments and just stuck that right there on top. And I think that's kind of a nice way to finish the card. So that's one version. Then here's another one. I took the other part of what I just used on that card, and this time I used that, but it did it in the vertical position. And then I just wanted it to look like a trellis with roses going up it. And then it says, "For the beautiful bride." I have a friend of mine whose son's getting married, so I'm going to give this to her, his fiance, for her bridal shower. And then I have one more I want to show you, and this was actually inspired by this. Okay, so I want you to see this. It's got fans and butterflies and this really neat banner, and banners are really an awesome, really popular way to decorate cards and scrapbook pages and things like that. So that's her inspiration, and then here's my version of it. Now what's really neat is she even gives you in our kit these little fan pieces that are already ready to be folded. So I only actually used about a half of one. Obviously you can see the ribbons. And the same border that you saw me use in the other cards, I actually used like they did for the little banners. I put a little piece of ribbon, white ribbon below. And again, layer, fold, layer, layers. There's the thank you. She already had a butterfly included in the kit, so I used that. And boom, it was done. And I finished all these cards really, really quickly. Now the challenge with this card is, unlike the other ones, all the other ones will fit in the envelopes that she provides. But this little guy is way too thick. Let's see if I can hit that right so you can see it. Super thick. So that was the challenge for me, is, oh my gosh, the envelope's not going to fit. So I came up with a way to make a dimensional envelope for her thicker pieces. So you can see there's a lot of dimensionality to that. And if you watch my next video, I will show you exactly what I used to make that and show you the trick behind that too. So there you go.